And now, from Pasadena, it's CCN Sunrise with Sunita Joshua Madison, Paulo Alejandria, the Crown City News team, and the CCN Sunrise segment stars. It's time to wake up San Gabriel Valley with CCN Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. We have a special edition of CCN Sunrise in store for you today. You're going to get a behind-the-scenes look at all the people who bring this show together. I know we make it look easy, but it's really all of the folks on our crew who bring the fun together. I'm Sunita Joshua Madison.
And I'm Mary Winters. And the woman who has really been making the sun rise on this show, our president and CEO, Tammy Devine, is here to tell us what it takes to make the show happen.
And I don't know what it takes because that woman is incredible. I mean, she's got a baby under 1 year old who she brings into the studio, and she still makes it.
He's running around on her hip, or she's running around. It's amazing, and he's such a good baby too, which is wonderful.
He's taking it all in because he's going to be general manager one of these days.
He will. He
Him and Bo Devine,
exactly.
Her other 7-year-old. But it is it's so cool. We have so many people who show up at 5 o'clock in the morning every Friday. And at some point, we're going to go daily, so you're going to see us soon. But I'm just really excited to be able to talk to her and pick her brain a little bit more.
She's a fabulous lady.
She is.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, we'd like to stop for a moment and thank all of our sponsors who make this show possible. And we want you on board as one of our sponsors, so take a look.
Crown City News is sponsored by Foothill Transit, San Gabriel Valley Economic Partnership, Pasadena Federal Credit Union, Senior Providers Network, Ability First, Beacon Media News, EH Financial, Ganal Lumber, Siren Arts Productions. Thank you for your support of Crown City News.
Now it's time for Crown City News with CCN's Paulo Alejandria.
CCN, Crown City News. Your news, your neighborhood starts right now.
Hi, Sunita and Mary. Here's a look at some local headlines making news right here in the San Gabriel Valley. After 16 years as mayor of Pasadena with mostly favorable reviews, Mayor Bill Bogard gave his final State of the City speech in the wake of an embarrassing embezzlement scandal. I spoke with the mayor about his speech and how he's handling the scandal. I'm here with Mayor Bill Bogard, the longest standing mayor in Pasadena history. He's just completed his last State of the City address. So Mayor, how do you feel knowing that this is the final time you're going to address the city of Pasadena in this fashion?
It's definitely a bittersweet experience because I've enjoyed my work every single day and week of it for 16 years. So I don't like the idea of not being mayor, but I've made a decision. It feels right for me and my family, and I look forward to whatever the future might hold.
Now, it's been 16 years. You're pretty much woven into the fabric of Pasadena life. I think somebody back there said you are the face of Pasadena. How do you foresee that, like, as soon as retirement is, how do you think that sort of changed? Do you think you're going to adjust to that pretty quickly?
I think so. At least I tell myself that. You know, my wife and I are committed to Pasadena and we'll be around for a long time, but I do intend to make a break and allow others to fill my shoes and to fill the space of political leadership, which I know capable and committed people will do in the years ahead.
We don't want to spoil the mood of the evening, sir, but we do have to talk. There's been a scandal that happened late into your administration. I'm curious to know as to, now knowing that this is your final year as mayor, had this happened earlier in your administration, how do you think a scandal like this with Mr. Rutan would have affected that? Do you think perhaps it might have affected your chances of getting reelected?
I can't tell yet because all the facts aren't in. I know the issue from the major audit that was done over the last 4 or 5 months, and believe the situation is to be isolated to one unusual funding program in City Hall. But we're going to work hard to satisfy the curiosity and the concerns of the entire community to assure that there are no other weaknesses that could lead to a problem like this. I think in the end, this will be viewed as a understandable and a curable experience, then we'll have a stronger organization, and I would hope it would not affect me if I were running for re-election at this point in time.
Now, they say the time for reflection is when you're fully set into your retirement, and you're not quite there yet. But let me ask you right now at this moment, are there any regrets that you've had in your administration? Is there anything that you wish you could have done, or you could have seen kind of come into fruition a little differently?
Well, you know, there's one issue that has been pending not only 16 years during my administration as mayor, but for 60 years in this region, and that is the 710 freeway project that now takes the form of a proposed tunnel. I would hope that that project, which would be so detrimental to the city of Pasadena, would be clearly and permanently dead at this point in time before I finish my term. And it might be, but we have 4 months to go. The trend is right. More and more people are understanding how detrimental that would be to Pasadena and the region. So I think that while we don't have a funeral yet to schedule, we have a funeral to anticipate on that particular project.
Now, why don't you give me the scoop, Mayor? How are you going to be spending the retirement? Are you going to do some fishing?
I'll give you my number in Paris.
In Pasadena, Paulo Alejandria, CCN.
Candidates seeking to fill the mayor's seat talked about some of the issues at the top of residents' minds, especially those who live downtown, at a forum hosted by the Downtown Pasadena Neighborhood Association. CCN's Andy Rocco was there and has this story.
It's that time again for Pasadena's mayoral elections, and tonight we had the opportunity to hear all 6 candidates and what they have planned for the city if elected. Since taking office in 1999, Mayor Bill Bogart has decided this year not to seek re-election. The 6 candidates to potentially replace him attended a forum Wednesday, January 14th, answering questions from the public. Downtown Pasadena Neighborhood Association moderator Greg Gunther led the forum.
At the DPNA, we see our vote as a hiring decision. No offense, but we are not interested in your standard stump speech. Rather, we want to understand how you respond to our vision of Pasadena's future.
The candidates had the opportunity to view potential construction projects for Pasadena and were asked to discuss their views for those plans during their opening statement. Those projects included public safety and creating walkable streets.
You know, there is such a huge opportunity for private investment in almost everything we saw, whether it was parklets or the tram or even looking at bike lanes. There's engagement with the vendors who benefit from us creating walkable streets.
When I was at the Complete Streets table, one of the things that stood out to me was kind of the motto of, or one of the mottos of Complete Streets movement, which was Vision Zero, and that was that no loss of life is acceptable.
If the development conforms to a unique urban lifestyle that could complement what is already in the communities that you're looking to develop, especially here on below Colorado, I think it can be done. But I think first and foremost, the education aspect of it is crucial.
Part of the problem that we have is that development tends to come in surges. It comes sort of all at once. And people feel like they're being inundated. So that part of it is just the intensity of development as it reflects in the real estate cycle.
The candidates also expressed their qualifications for mayor.
With the connection and the experience I have, we can get the entire community working together to do a better job addressing our needs of all of our children in Pasadena.
As mayor, I want to get rid of the tale of two cities concept. I believe that we are one city. We just have to act like it. I want to kind of bridge the gaps, whether they be socially, economically.
If none of the candidates receive a majority of the ballots cast, a runoff election will take place April 21st between the top 2 candidates. It will be the first time in 16 years that Pasadena voters will select a new mayor on March 10th. In Pasadena, Andy Rocco, CCN.
With elections coming up on March 10th, candidates on the campaign trail for both the City Council and the Pasadena Unified School District Board joined the mayoral candidates on the ACT Election Forum. CCN's Hannah Townsley was there and has this story.
I'm here at PCC where candidates running for Pasadena Mayor, City Council, and School Board engage in a panel discussion. During the Tuesday, January 13th forum at Pasadena City College, many Pasadena residents came out to hear the candidates as a moderator asked each office seeker a series of questions. We also had the chance to interview candidates after the forum. The first panel included those running for Pasadena's Board of Education. Classroom size and teacher-student ratios dominated the discussion.
If we get even close to the national average of students attending private and public, we will get more than 7,000 students back. So even if we get a fraction of that number, that's a huge number, and funds will be available.
It's one of those things where the student-to-teacher ratio is so large that teachers cannot get to figure out the individual needs of each student.
The state of California had told school districts that if they keep grades K to 3 down to 20 students to one teacher, that they would provide additional funding. But once the economy fell apart, no school could afford to do that anymore.
Candidates for mayor faced off next. They answered questions about a range of issues from housing to city funds. When asked whether the city should focus on allowing for more rental units, affordable housing, or hotels, only one opted for hotels.
Hotels bring in revenues. Revenues allow people to make money and rent houses and give our city more money to invest in affordable housing. So I'm going with the revenue generator hotels.
Candidates also discussed the recent embezzlement scandal of $6.4 million stolen from a City of Pasadena Public Works Utilities Fund.
First of all, I personally apologize to the taxpayers of the City of Pasadena. This is something that should not have happened. It is embarrassing for the City Council, for the City Executive Team, for the City employees.
I think people need to be held accountable, which means they need to do the job they're paid for and take the rules seriously.
The last panel included candidates running for the District 1 council seat. Only 3 of the 5 candidates showed up for this forum. A major issue they discussed was the proposed 710 tunnel.
I think it impacts the safety of residents. I think that it will increase traffic both on the service streets as well as on the interstate.
I personally don't believe that the 710 tunnel is appropriate for this community.
Police oversight and race relations were other hot topics put before the candidates.
More officers come from the community so that they know the people in the community and the issues that they face. Nevertheless, I am completely for citizen police oversight.
I also believe that we need to do a better job of allowing the police chief and the public safety committee to do their job by making sure that the community is well informed on how to report wrongdoing.
How we're going to engage the police when they don't actually live here. And that kind of ties into affordable housing issues and other things as well.
Elections will take place on March 10th, and candidates who receive majority of the votes will be elected. In Pasadena, Hannah Townsley, CCN.
And that's all the headlines making news in the San Gabriel Valley. Sunita and Mary, back to you.
Thanks for that, Paulo. And we want you to meet one of the people who has brought this show together, gave it its look, and keeps us all in line with his Belgium organizational skills.
He also teaches us about Belgium chocolate and beer, so we definitely want to keep him around. CCN's Andy Rocco chats with our director, Daniel Henry Smith.
Good morning, everyone. I am in the control room with Daniel Henry Smith, the director of CCN Sunrise. Daniel, tell me, what inspired you to be a director?
Well, my background is live production, theater. So that's what I started working with. But since my early age, like I was 12, 13, I was passionate also about TV, but more like the technical aspect of TV. I wanted to know what was inside the box. How could I connect a camera to that TV and show something, and it would reflect right away on the TV? That was a passion of mine.
Did you ever get a chance to do that?
Yeah, but later on, because I was born a while ago, and back then it was not cheap to buy a video camera. You had to wait until like the 80s to be able to find those camcorders, and then the first time I plugged a camcorder on a camera, that was like, oh wow, yeah.
Sounds great. Oh my gosh, you told me too that you also directed theater.
Yes.
And now you're currently directing news. Tell me, how is it working with the talent? What is easier, theater talent or news talent?
Oh, that's a tough question. Well, I think the actors are trained as actors.
Definitely studio talent.
And so you can rely on that aspect of their training to take them where you want them to go. When you're working with news people, they don't have that training. They have to form themselves, you know, be self-taught or get training somewhere, because it's also playing a character. You have to be, you know, in real life you're slouching, you're lazy, whatever, but when you're on camera you want to be beautiful and speak up and articulate and things like this. So
That's true.
So you need to have that and
Learn how to do that.
Yes, and sometimes it's not available right away, so you have to.
It'll develop over time. Exactly. So we know you spend a lot of time in the studio, in the control room. What do you do for fun?
For fun? Oh, that's a good question.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you, okay, how about this? What would you like to do if you had some free time?
Because I'm a theater director still, I still work in this, I like to see what others do. So I go to theaters a lot, and I go and watch movies, and I read. That's my thing.
Okay, movies.
You know what I don't do? I don't watch TV.
Okay. What about movies? You just said you like to watch movies. What is the latest movie you've watched and that you absolutely loved? Why did you love it so much?
The last one I saw was The Imitation Game, that I really liked. It was neatly done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the directing part you liked? Was it the plot of the story? What drew you to it?
The acting. The story, of course, because it tells us a very interesting story, the story of Alan Turing. And the acting was good. The directing was decent, but that's not what I would, you know.
That's not what you're focusing on. All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, everyone, this is Andy Rocco. Back to you in studio.
And our rock star reporter and stage manager is Andy Rocco. But up next, our CCN Behind the Scenes special. He shoots, he edits, and he does playback. He does it all.
You'll meet Paco Silva and our medical segment star, the health-conscious neurologist, Dr. Jerome List, coming up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Dad's home!
Yeah. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
You're not in here. Yes, I am. Move. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Paco Silva is the man who keeps us on task because he's got his hands on everything for the show. Camera, editing, sound, and more. CCN's Nico Mata talked with Paco about how he went from restaurant management to television.
Hello everyone, I'm here in the studio today with one of our editors, Paco Silva, who wasn't always an editor. He started off as a restaurant manager. So Paco, can you tell us how did that transition go about?
Well, it was a very interesting transition because I didn't have any background on making television at all. I used to be a restaurant manager for about 13 years, and suddenly one day I ended up unemployed. So one of my friends referred me to Tammy Devine and Crown City News, and I just came for an interview, and she gave me the opportunity just to practice. So I started shooting and then editing, and I went from there to training some new reporters and some new crew members. Now I'm doing audio and also playback for the show. So it's very interesting but very good.
Yeah. So how did you learn all that skills in?
Part of it was because of Crown City News and the training program that they have, but also it was a self-training. So it's a little bit of both in order to learn every single thing that we do with this show. So.
All right. So with all those skills, what do you use it on? Do you use it outside of your outside of Crown City News? Do you do any like extracurricular activities?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I use my knowledge, the knowledge that I have right now, just to do like some personal productions and some other, some gigs here and there. So yeah, I mean, once again, it's a great experience, and it is it's good for my own good, and it's also very good because I share the knowledge with the new crew members. So that's the best thing.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to tell us about you?
My friend Paul always says that I'm a man of a few words. So actually, no, there is nothing I wanted to say.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. If you need a Superman for your studio, Paco Silva is your man. I'm Nico Mata here in Pasadena, CCN.
Dr. Jerome Lisk is our new health-conscious segment star. He focuses on all types of movement disorders, such as Parkinson's, but is compassionate and passionate about all things health.
Hello everyone, I am back and we are actually outside of the studio at CCN. I'm here with one of the segment stars, Dr. Lisk.
Hey,
Hi Dr. Lisk, great. Tell me about what you do here. What do you talk about on the show?
Well, we talk about health issues, especially medical technology, because medical technology is going so fast that it's hard to keep up with it. And every day I get emails about different things, whether it's bionic arms, growing muscle cells, nutrition, the food we're eating that's harming us, etc. So health and technology is really becoming a real new field today.
What inspired that in you? I'm sure that's what you went to school for. What inspired that?
Okay, well, I've always been a little bit of a sci-fi, kind of geek, and I've always been a gadget guy. And then, of course, now I'm a doctor and a neurologist, and neurology is like electrical engineering of the body. So naturally, with technology and neurology, that leads to artificial intelligence and how the mind works, and also it deals with other things in health and nutrition, because how you feed your brain, a lot of times, it affects your overall health.
I really do believe that. And you always hear, too, don't eat McDonald's for one thing. What can you tell me? What is the best food that I can eat on a quick, just run out the door? What's the best thing that I can grab and just go and get my energy?
If you want to grab something real quick, almonds is great. Also, a small piece of fruit like an apple is also good. And
What do those provide? What do those provide?
well, they provide a lot of nutrients. Like the apple is going to have natural sugar. It's going to have fructose. And so instead of getting synthetic sugar, like a candy bar, an apple is going to be definitely healthier for you.
Wow. Sounds great. Thank you so much, Dr. Liz. This is Andy Rocco. I'm in Pasadena. Back to you in the studio.
She helps us all live well regardless of age. Mary Winters is also committed to being involved in the community where she's grown up and raised her family. Mary's sitting next to me now. I'm so happy to have you here as a co-host.
I love doing it.
And CCN's someone who talked to her. Who did you talk to? Jasmine. Jasmine talked to you
Yes.
about your Senior Solutions segment.
Yeah, she did a wonderful job too.
Take a look.
Hi everyone, I'm standing here with Mary Winters. She's one of our segment stars and co-anchors for Crown City News. So Mary, tell me a little bit about what you do here at Crown City News.
Well, I report on issues related to aging. So some of those things are prevention-based, and some of those things are really dealing with seniors in their older age.
What do you do outside of Crown City News?
Okay, so I'm a gerontologist, and I have a private practice where we provide geriatric care management services for people. So we do a lot of advocacy. We sit down and we write care plans. We do care plans for court, for conservatorships, and just do a lot of just supporting and problem solving for seniors and their families.
How long have you been doing in the gerontology field?
Well, I've been in healthcare for almost 20 years, and I've had my own business for 8. And it's just a pleasure to work with the population that I work with. Really, our specialty is within dementia and memory loss, but also working with adding quality of life to a senior's situation, whether they're living at home or they're in facilities. We want to really help develop and prevent those issues of depression and isolation. So a lot of research and some other service lines and products and things that we're going to be working on this year. So very exciting year for 2015.
Thank you very much. In Pasadena, Dolores Alvarez, CCN.
Okay, that was Dolores Alvarez.
It was Dolores,
I'm
and
sorry.
she did a great
She
job.
does do a great job.
It's so much fun working on this show with my son Charles. He makes us all look so good. And earlier, CCN's Dana Atani spoke with him about the show. Take a look.
Stop right there. I want to hear a funny story about Charles before we see his little interview.
Okay, so when he was a little boy, it was a very sad moment. My grandmother passed away, and at her funeral, he looked at me and he said, "Mom, this is the dumbest wedding I've ever been to."
That's Charles for you. Take a look.
Hi everybody, I'm here with the man who can do it all, Charles Winters. Charles, what do you do at CCN?
I'm the technical director.
Oh, and we have Charles's beautiful mother, Mary.
So I do a little bit of everything: editing, I shoot, I work the TriCaster, the switcher. So I do a little bit of everything.
And that's a lot of stuff. Out of everything that you do, what do you love most?
I actually like working with lights. So it's not technically my job, but I like to be able to light people. Yeah.
What do you love about working with lights? What makes it so special and crucial to TV production?
Well, as far as keying, it's really crucial to be able to get your graphic in properly behind people. And then really it's the most important thing to be making people look good. You can easily make somebody look really bad or really good based on your lighting.
Thank you, Charles. Yep. In Pasadena, Dana Atani, CCN.
Up next, she'll tell us about why this show is so important to her and the community.
Our president and CEO, Tammy Devine, joins us next.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know. Come alive with the forest. The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
She's the one that makes the sunrise on this show. CCN's president and CEO, Tammy Devine, is in the house. We love it.
I love sitting here with you guys.
I know, because you aren't in front of the camera anymore. You started out your career in front of the camera.
I did. I was a reporter. Sometimes I do miss it. You know, what I really miss is going out in the field. It's fun going out in the field because you get to meet new people, go to new places, and that kind of thing. And now I'm just stuck behind my desk, like email, phone call, email, phone call.
What do you want, Sunita?
Sunita,
can you leave me alone?
This has been fun, the morning show. Why a morning show?
Well, it's funny. It's a good story. And I never know where to start the story because everything's all interconnected. But my husband and I and 5-year-old son at the time had lived in Mongolia for like 6 months to do some training there at the largest commercial broadcast station. And then when we got back, the TV station here said, "We want a morning show. Can you do a morning show for us?" And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Not too much work.
I know, right?
Shifted gears because you used to do straight news. It was Crown City News that you started with.
Yes, with you. You were the face of all of that.
No,
which
you
really
started
great.
as the face.
Well, I did start out as the face, but then I got old and fat and was like,
oh my God! Look at this beautiful lady here.
You're not allowed. But you know what? We started getting all of these awesome people coming in, like Sunita, you know, back in the day. And I was like, Sunita, you can do this. You're going to do this. And so I started doing the administrative stuff. And then
I think you just had the vision of where you wanted to take this.
Yeah.
And you wanted bigger things, and so you had to take it on a bigger role.
That's right. That's right. That's a nice way to put it.
Come on, that's the way.
But what's the next step? How do you take it from here?
Daily. We got to go daily.
And live.
Yeah. And you know what? We really need the community's input and participation to make it happen, because what we're doing here is a great, great resource for the community. We invite people to come in and interview with us and tell us their stories, issues that they have, all kinds of wonderful interviews that are local, that people cannot, in the San Gabriel Valley, cannot get anywhere else. And
what kind of support and feedback have you been getting from people?
Amazing feedback. you know, people love it. They watch the show and they get into it. They love the spirited debate whenever we have that, you know, and we really try and have that kind of balanced debate. You know, there's different political issues going on, and to give different sides of it is a lot of fun. But also, people love you know, just the fact that people are telling their local stories.
Right.
Viewers are really into that. And they love the segment stars. Everybody talks about the segment stars, like Mary Winters over here with the senior.
Our multi-hat segment
stars.
stars.
It's fun to be part of.
But that is the cool thing of, like, we interview so many people. We have people who come in and show us how to make their ice cream or their boxing and all of that. And it's just the things that are happening in this community is really amazing.
Yeah, amazing things. And I love the show and tell. I love the demonstrations that we do behind on camera here during the show. The food segment is always fun.
Oh, absolutely. The camaraderie that has been created. And that's really attributed to you and how you nurture all of us here.
I feel like my one gift is being able to connect people. And so I love being able to do that. I love that the segment stars agreed to come aboard and help. I love the behind the scenes guys, the guys at the camera, like Dino, who's giving me thumbs up right now, and Charles and Gerardo and Nico and
Scott Turner.
Scott and Charles behind the scenes
and
back
Andy
there.
Rocco.
I'm in Rocco. I've always think about chocolate, right?
But this show is really, I mean, training has been so big for you, of making sure that we're training the next generation of broadcasters. Why is that so important to you?
That is important to me right now because it's been part of our tradition from the beginning with Crown City News. We've been really able to change lives with Crown City News because people have come to us to get the experience that they wanted to do broadcast television and to do news or production behind the scenes. And now we have people who are at CNN who trained with us, at ABC7 who trained with us, in Portland, in Sacramento, and all over the country. And that is so exciting to me, to be able to help people like launch into their dream careers. And so my life has been made with that.
I have to say I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Absolutely,
and thank
me
you.
too. You've done so much for us.
I love you guys so much. It's so amazing sitting here and listening to you and watching you on the show, and also seeing the growth, you know. You guys are pros now, and I love that.
We've always been pros. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's
It's
right.
divine. But you saw her here. She's going to be taking over the world. Mongolia was just the start. So thanks, Tammy, for all you
lips
do.
to God's ears.
And we'll be back with a lot more coming up next.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear?
Clothes.
That's right. So it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right, or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're going to take the laces, we're going to cross them over, we're going to turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet!
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Hi everybody, I'm here with Dr. Michelle, our Family to Family segment star. Hi Dr. Michelle, how long have you been a doctor?
I've been a psychologist for about 7 or 8 years. Yeah.
And how do you like psychology?
I like it. Everyone always has that, oh, well, is it because you're crazy you want to be a psychologist? But I really enjoy it. I work with a lot of children and families, just really helping, educate the public about what mental health is and what mental health is not.
Yeah, so what I mean is it's a profession that you truly love.
I really enjoy it. I also teach, so I get to do a little bit of both. So I do clinical work and I also teach.
Where do you teach?
I teach at a graduate school in downtown. So yeah, so it's very interesting and I keep myself busy.
Michelle, can you tell us a little bit about your segment on CCN?
Yeah, my segment is a family to family segment, and what we really want to focus on is educating the community on recent trends and mental health, working with kids, families, just really providing the community with education.
And what do you love the most about working with kids?
That's a tough one. I really like working with parents. I know being a parent is really difficult, and so just trying to help parents be the best parent they can and help kids be the best kid that they can
So
as
you
well.
think that helping the parent, that's kind of where the root starts, and then that transcends?
Yeah, helping both, but really helping the parent become better parents. It's stressful being a parent. You don't know what the right thing is to do, what the wrong thing is to do, so you just kind of do it. And so I feel like my role is to really provide that training and education and that support that a lot of parents need. Yeah.
Do you think you have the upper hand because you're a psychologist in parenting, or do you think it's all the same?
I wouldn't ask my daughter that. She might say something different. No, I think because I have a little one and because I'm a psychologist, I'm a little more sensitive to things, probably a little more stricter than I should be, but yeah, it's interesting.
And how old is your daughter?
She's 6.5.
Oh.
Yeah, she's in first grade, and she's a handful.
I can only imagine. I love psychology myself, so I'm already planning out what I'm going to do for my kids and what I'm going to teach them at age 3 and 4. I think it overcomplicates things for me.
It does a lot, yeah. Because then you think your kid should be doing this and should not be doing this, but all kids are different, and so you just have to roll with it.
Sometimes you just got to let it go and let them be kids.
Absolutely, yes.
And you have another baby on the way.
I have another one coming. I'm due mid-spring. So yeah, another little girl too.
Have you figured out the name yet, or do you not want to reveal?
I have her name. Her name's going to be Dylan.
Oh, I love names like that. Do you know why did you pick Dylan?
My husband really loves Bob Dylan, so it kind of worked out that way.
Oh, I love Bob Dylan. He had this great song about becoming a woman. I don't know if you've ever heard that song. Oh,
I'm not sure if I have,
it's
no.
Great. You should look it up. Your husband would love you for it.
Okay.
And can you tell us a little bit more about your segment and what people could be interested in to watch your segment?
Really just about, like whatever recent trends come out in the news, or we have, breaking stories or things like that. So we really try to capture like what is going on now and supporting parents and families and kids in that sense, yes.
And thank you very much, Dr. Michelle.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out the Family to Family segment on CCN.
Hi everybody, I'm with Paulo Alejandro, Crown City's news main anchor. He has been with Crown City News for 2 years now. How's it been working with Crown City News?
I mean, it's been awesome, especially when you talk about an opportunity where you get to learn a field that you're real. I mean, for me, myself, I've been very interested in broadcast news ever since I was a kid, actually. So to get this opportunity to kind of be thrown into the fire, get to do stories around the San Gabriel Valley and especially Pasadena, it's just been a great, great opportunity for me, and especially the various people that you meet on the field. I know you know as well with the time you've been a reporter, but you just meet a bunch of different great people doing this, and I consider myself very lucky.
Tell us one of your memorable newscast stories.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a great question, Tony. I was probably less than a month with Crown City News when, unfortunately, the Kendrick McDade officer-involved shooting happened around the city of Pasadena, and I was given the story, and I had covered a couple of things here and there, like not very serious. But then this was crazy because like for a week after it broke, it seemed like there was always a development, and I was always on the scene. And I learned very quickly how to do field reports, how to get things quick. Because back in those days, Tammy wanted me to get those stories like covered in the morning, get it out in the afternoon. So that was a trial by fire, and I really consider that particular story to be very formative in kind of developing me into a reporter.
Well, yeah, that was a major topic. Mm-hmm. What about one of your funniest stories?
Funniest stories? That's a hard one because for a long time there, they made me like the serious news guy. Mm-hmm. But I guess some fun stories I did was the Make Music Pasadena Festival. A lot of the funny things that happen are actually going to be on the blooper reels. Like, when you're doing a stand-up, and this one time I was doing a stand-up. I think I was in Wilshire in LA, and I was still very new, and I was trying to do my stand-up. This car passes by and moons me. Crazy, like full moon, right in the break of day. And luckily I had a cameraman with me that spotted that. Otherwise, we would have had to stand up there with a lot more than what the viewer wanted to see.
And what do you do outside of Crown City News?
What do I do outside of Crown City News? Well, I practice Bikram yoga. I've been doing that for about 3 years now. Yeah, I just reached my 3-year anniversary. I love it. I mean, not only does it keep me in reasonably good shape, but it also helps me kind of manage stress and kind of levels me out because normally I'm pretty keyed up. I'm kind of dorky. I like to read, especially like detective novels. I'm a big James Bond fan, so I'm trying to read all of the Ian Fleming novels that he did, and basically that's it. I like to also catch live music too, so fairly simple. Not too exciting there, Tony.
One last question: Are you single?
Come on. I am a bachelor. We'll just say that.
Thank you. I'm Tony, and ladies, he is single. In Pasadena, Tony Mead, CCN.
Good morning. My name is Jasmine. I'm here with Javi.
Hi.
So what do you do here at Crown City News?
I actually just started doing character generating for our new Sunrise segment. Basically do everything in Photoshop first, which takes a while, but it's going pretty well so far. And then as soon as I get in the control room, I just hit the button to do everything live and then follow the director.
That's awesome. And how long have you been doing that for?
Well, this literally is my first day doing it officially, which is pretty exciting. But Photoshop, graphic design, Illustrator, have been doing that for a couple years now.
What are your goals here at Crown City News?
Character generating is pretty fun so far, so I would love continuing to do that. And then switchboard maybe. I do want to eventually do control room and sports as well. So yeah, that's a main goal.
That's great. So what do you do on your off time? You seem like a busy girl.
Not really. Well, yeah, I mostly do freelancing in Photoshop and illustrating, movie geek, theater stuff. Yeah.
Oh, movie geek.
Yeah.
I like it. What's your favorite movie right now?
My favorite this year was Nightcrawler. Yeah, with Jake Gyllenhaal. Gorgeous kid. Yeah, really cool movie.
I must agree with you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome movie, right? Yeah. Yeah, we both enjoyed it.
We're both fans. So what's next for you?
Well, I guess since we're just starting the first day here with character generating, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully next week people will start sending their stuff in a bit earlier, so I could start probably midweek. And so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Sounds great. We hope to check in back with you. I'm Jasmine with Crown City News.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full. Keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, keep your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
And CCN Sunrise would not be complete without CCN Entertainment segment star Valerie Milano. Take a look.
I'm at the Pasadena Media Studios with one of CCN's newest family members, CCN Sunrise's entertainment reporter, Valerie Milano. Valerie, thank you for joining us.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure.
So you've been with us for about 2 months now.
Yes, it's been just fantastic to be with the crew here. Everybody's so friendly and nice and sweet and giving of their time to give me pointers on camera and teleprompters and all the stuff that we have to do to get this job done.
That's great. We certainly hope we made you feel welcome.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Paolo.
So let's talk about your job with CCN Sunrise. You're the entertainment reporter. Have you always been interested in the entertainment world?
Yes, I've been in the entertainment business for quite a while, but all journalism, all print magazines and newspapers for, I don't even want to tell you how long.
I mean, you have your own column, right? And you even have a catchy little slogan. What is it?
Yes, the name of my publication is called thehollywoodtimes.net. Don't forget the thehollywoodtimes.net.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when you're not giving us the juicy celebrity scoop, how do you like to spend your free time? What are some things that Valerie Milano likes to do?
Cutting coupons. I love to save money. Ralph's doubles all coupons. I know this is not a Ralph's commercial, but no. Gardening. I have a rose garden, and love gardening. It's a little therapeutic.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. We don't have to keep it a secret. Who's your favorite CCN Sunrise member?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I'm going to say you.
Okay, great. Well, you heard it, folks. Valerie Milano's favorite CCN Sunrise star is Paulo Alejandria, and I am Paulo Alejandria. We'll send it right back to you. In Pasadena, Paulo Alejandria, CCN Sunrise.
That's it for now. We'd like to thank all of our show sponsors for supporting us.
And we appreciate you taking a look at some of the special people who work behind the scenes to make us look good.
You look very good.
Well, and so do you.
Thanks to all of our segment stars and our crew, and especially to you out there watching us. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Is sponsored by Foothill Transit, San Gabriel Valley Economic Partnership, Pasadena Federal Credit Union, Senior Providers Network, Ability First, Beacon Media News, EH Financial, Ganal Lumber, Siren Arts Productions. You too can sponsor Crown City News. Call 626-344-8314 or email sponsors@crowncitynews.com. Thank you for your support of Crown City News.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.